We've all done it. You look over as your phone buzzes or rings when you receive a new text message. How about when it happens while driving? What happens next? Do you pick it up and open up this new message you've received and let it distract you from your surroundings as you're driving? Or do you simply ignore it, knowing the result of opening this message could potentially be fatal? Texting and driving is extremely dangerous. You're 23 times more likely to crash when you are texting while driving. I will admit this is something I feel I needed to research because it's something I've done myself. I remember driving a few weeks ago with my daughter and she caught me looking at my phone. She immediately said, "Mom, stop texting and driving." Of course, at first I got annoyed. My 9-year-old's now trying to tell me what to do. Then she continued to say, "My teacher at school told us whenever we're in the car with our parents or anyone driving and they're texting and driving or distracted by their phones, it's okay to tell them to stop and put their phone down." This was kind of an aha moment for me. It made me think about it. My 9-year-old's taught to tell others not to text and drive because of the dangers of texting and driving. I should probably change something. This is a problem that we all face, whether we are the ones sitting in the car and constantly being tempted to look at our phones every time we receive that new text message. Maybe we're the car behind someone who is texting and driving. We're taking our kids to school or to the grocery store. Suddenly, that driver in front of us misses that the car in front of them had suddenly stopped and slammed on their brakes, causing us to swerve into oncoming traffic. I'll be informing all of you of the dangers of texting and driving. I'll be going over who's affected, statistics of texting and driving and dangers of it, things that we can do to keep ourselves from being tempted to text and drive. First, who is affected by texting and driving? Look around you. Do you see your kids? Look in the mirror. Look outside at your neighbors walking down the street. Every single person can be affected by texting and driving. 1 in 4 motor vehicle crashes involve a cell phone. I know how many of us use cell phones and just want to pick up the phone real fast or quickly respond to a text message in hopes for a quick reply. Each and every one of us could be affected by cell phone use while driving. These accidents that happen don't only affect the ones driving. It's the rest of the people in the car, including your children. Then whoever is driving the other cars involved. Maybe it was an accident on the freeway, including 3 or 4 cars. Accidents like this affect so many people. Not only the people involved, but the friends and family members of who was involved in the accident. The tragedy and turmoil that follows when losing a loved one as a result of these accidents. Here are some statistics. The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes each year. Nearly 330,000 injuries occur each year from accidents caused by texting while driving. 330 injuries. 1 out of every 4 car accidents in the United States is caused by texting and driving. Texting while driving is 6 times more likely to cause an accident than driving drunk. That's huge to me. I can't believe that while you're texting and driving, you're 6 times more likely than driving while drunk. You see the drunk person swerving in and out of traffic, but yet you texting on your phone are at a bigger risk than those driving drunk. Answering a text takes away your attention for about 5 seconds. Traveling at 55 miles per hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a whole football field. Texting while driving causes a 400% increase in time spent with your eyes off the road. Of all cell phone related tasks, texting is by far the most dangerous activity. So whether you're on your cell phone talking, texting is the most dangerous one. 94% of drivers support a ban on texting while driving. 74% of drivers support a ban on handheld cell phone use. 11 teens die every single day as a result of texting while driving. Every day, 11 teens. According to a AAA poll, 94% of teen drivers acknowledge the dangers of texting and driving, but 35% of them admit to doing it anyways. 21% of teen drivers involved in fatal accidents were distracted by their cell phones. Teen drivers are 4 times more likely than adults to get into car crashes or near crashes when talking or texting on a cell phone. A teen driver with only 1 additional passenger doubles the risk of getting into a fatal car accident. With 2 or more passengers, they are 5 times as likely. In 2013, 3,154 people were killed in distraction-related crashes. About 424,000 people were injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. In 2013, 10% of all drivers ages 15 to 19 involved in fatal accidents were reported to be distracted at the time of the crash. You can see how many of these statistics show that it can be fatal for you to be texting while driving and be distracted by looking at your phone. It's really hard not to look down at your phone, but you need to remember how important it is to keep your eyes on the road. So what can we do to keep ourselves from texting and driving? Make a habit of thinking about what calls or texts you need to send before you begin your trip. Before you start your car, take a moment to think about what information you may need during your trip. I know that I do this often, to where I wait until I get in my car. I'm like, oh crap, where am I going? And then I hurry and turn on my GPS. So this could be a time that I could sit in my car and really think about where I'm going and make sure to have it planned out beforehand so that I'm not having to struggle last minute, or I'm in a rush to go somewhere and don't know where I'm going. The idea of a designated driver has caught on for drunk driving, and choosing a substitute can be just as useful for distracted driving. Select a friend to be your designated texter while you're behind the wheel. I've also taken advantage of this, to where I'll be driving with a friend or anybody, and I don't want to be texting and driving, so I'll hand them my phone because it might be an important message that I need to get a very quick response from. So I'll hand them my phone and ask them to respond and just tell them exactly what to say. So that can prevent you from distracted driving. Stow your phone somewhere you can't peek at it. Try putting it in the glove compartment, lock it if you must, or inside a purse in the back seat. Just make sure that you can't reach for it. If you can't reach for it, then you can't be distracted while you're texting. I will sometimes give my phone to my 3-year-old. That way she can watch something or play a game on my phone so that I'm not tempted to grab it and text someone back. Silence notifications that tempt you to check your phone. Investigate apps that will help boost your willpower. There are several types of apps on the market, some of them free, that allow you to block incoming messages or send automatic responses to let your friends know you're driving. Practice patience. This is huge for me. Consider whether it's worth risking your safety and that of others in your car and on the road to read a text while driving. Then wait until you've reached your destination. I know that I practice a lot of patience at home with my kids, and anybody who has kids, you practice a lot of patience. And so this is something that I feel like I should be a lot better at in the car, because I'm pretty good most of the time with it at home with my kids. So I should be able to practice some patience and just tell myself that wait until the car's stopped, wait until I get to my destination. No message is that important to read. Make a promise. If you are a person of your word, consider signing the National Highway Traffic Safety Admissions Pledge against distracted driving. Picturing your name on the pledge could help you keep your thumbs off your phone. If you absolutely cannot wait, pull over when you can do it safely. Swerving to the side of a busy highway is never a good option, of course. If you're driving on a road with safe places to pull over, use them to stop and text. So how are we going to change this? Let's take the steps needed to reduce the risks of an accident happening to one of our loved ones as the result of this careless act of texting while driving. The change starts with you. Are you kidding me?